Alright everyone, for this week's fun fact, did you know that even though you can recycle plastic, most plastic cannot be recycled, and you can only recycle some plastic. Plastic can't always be recycled, but plastic is recyclable. You can recycle plastic, but only sometimes. Confused? Let me explain. We all know what recycling is. Cardboard, paper, glass, aluminum, and of course plastic is often recycled without a second thought. But what exactly is recycling, and why should we do it? Well, the concept of reusing materials is not unique to humans. We all know what recycling is. Cardboard, paper, glass, aluminum, and of course plastic is often recycled without a second thought. But what exactly is recycling, and why should we do it? Well, the concept of reusing materials is not unique to humans. Nature has been recycling nutrients for billions of years. Photosynthesis, which uses carbon dioxide and produces oxygen, and respiration, which uses oxygen and produces carbon dioxide, are perhaps the most famous examples of nutrient recycling. So what do plants have to do with recycling? The fact that both of these processes have opposite inputs and outputs allows one process to provide the resources for the others. We as humans have recognized the importance of using resources like this. If we consistently use materials, we will run out of them eventually. We don't have limitless resources. If we were to consistently use fossil fuels and not renewable energy, we will run out of fossil fuels. If we were to overfish, which we're doing, we would run out of fish to overfish when we go fishing for these fish to put in a dish when we wish for fish. So we have to be sustainable. Recycling also allows us to avoid environmentally damaging resource extraction required for materials such as wood for paper, ores for metals, and oil for plastics. Economies that recycle their resources are not only more sustainable, but also less dependent on foreign countries that have the resources they need. Recycling also prevents certain pollutants like toxic heavy metals or chemicals from ending up in the environment. We've been extolling the benefits of recycling this entire episode, so some of you may be wondering, which materials and items can be recycled and which cannot be recycled? Paper, first and foremost, is one of the most easily recyclable materials, but contrary to popular belief, not all paper is recyclable. Gift wrap, for example, often cannot be recycled due to the laminate coating on the paper that helps it look shiny. Batteries, not surprisingly, cannot simply be thrown in a recycling bin, but don't throw them in a trash bin either. Batteries often contain toxic heavy metals like lead and selenium. Instead, take them to a local e-waste disposal site or recycling center that accepts them. The last time I moved, I found a box of old batteries in my house and I brought it to Staples. They took it free of charge and hassle. It took me about 15 seconds. Plastics, on the other hand, are much more complicated. According to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, only 9.1% of plastics were recycled in 2015. There is a reason for this. Plastic is a broad term that can refer to a wide range of chemicals, each with their own chemical structures and formulas. In order to prevent confusion and unrecyclable plastics getting mixed with recyclable ones, most plastics have labels on them that tell you their general subcategory of plastic, and these can be used to determine the recyclability of plastic. But in order to determine if a plastic will be recycled, you must consult your local waste collection company. According to Waste Management, it is a viable idea to recycle jugs, jars, bottles, and tubs. However, loose plastic bags and plastic films are not recyclable, nor are plastic storage bags or egg cartons, packaging popcorn, takeout containers, and drinking non-paper cups. In most areas, plastic types 1 and 2 are recyclable, while types 4 and 6 are recyclable in some areas, but you should research on your local area's recycling program before doing so. Types 5, 3, and 7 are rarely ever recyclable and should be assumed non-recyclable unless specified otherwise. As with all other recyclables, do not recycle them before washing away any food contamination they might have. Alright, that was a lot. Most items have a description on the bottom of them as to if they can be recycled or not. Also, quick guides like these can help. Now let's go over metals. Metals that are commonly used in drinking cans such as aluminum, steel, and tin are all generally recyclable, but once again, it is best to check with your local recycling authorities. Do not attempt to recycle toxic metals such as lead pipes, and do not attempt to recycle computer components or other electronic equipment, as these contain a variety of toxic metals. Again, just go to Staples or Best Buy or whatever electronics goods store is near you and drop them off there. Glass. Glass is generally recyclable, but some municipalities require glass to be separated based on its color. So be certain to separate the glass bottle from any plastic or paper labeling. Tires can be recycled at most local recycling facilities or at the mechanic's garage to replace the tires. Used oil from cars. Do not let this oil drain into local storm drains or rivers. Oil is a potent contaminant that should be recycled when possible because it is much easier to convert back into reusable motor oil than crude oil. Household hazardous waste. These wastes include used motor oil. If you cannot find a business or recycling center that will recycle it, batteries, as well as certain pesticides, cleaners, and paints. Many of these wastes can be recycled in certain areas, but do not throw them in a recycling bin. Bring these to the hazardous waste disposal sites or recycling centers that are properly equipped to deal with them. The rate of recycling is on the rise. In both the EU, 45% in 2015, and the US, 34.4% in 2013. But even amongst these countries, the rate of recycling remains well below the rates of waste generation, so landfills will continue to expand. Recycling rates have been on the rise for the last half century, and they will continue to do so in the years to come. In short, recycling is an amazing process that often occurs in nature, but recycling of waste requires extensive consumer research and knowledge, a knowledge that many lack today. In order to prevent the attempted recycling of non-recyclables, which is an expensive and endemic problem that both reduces recycling efficiency and viability, remember 3 important facts. 1. All recyclables must be clean. This means that there is no food or otherwise non-recyclable contamination. 2. When it comes to plastics, pay attention to the number on the bottom. Generally, numbers 1 and 2 are recyclable, while this is not always the case for other plastics, which leads to 3, there is no definitive guide for recycling. We tried our best in this video, but in order to get a true idea about what to recycle, you must consult your local recycling plant or facility. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. As always, you can find more information in the description below. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. You can also follow us on Instagram at Ecocentric. Well, that's all from me, and that's our journey to save the world. See you next week.